I know, I'm a bit late to covering this whole thing, but I still think that this will be something that is talked about for a while as the next few months go by, and people try and find new ways to milk the YouTube algorithm, so I wanted to put my own 2 cents in this. Slop content as a concept has always been around on the website, with the Slop label only being thrown around recently. These videos have grown a lot in quantity and popularity in the past few years, as more and more people become YouTubers, and due to this, some resentment has been developing from a portion of the YouTube community. Some people didn't like these videos for a plethora of reasons, which range from just thinking that it's low or trash, all the way to having the opinion that these videos are just ruining the YouTube landscape. And I'm gonna make my stance on this very clear, as if this title hasn't done a good enough job at it. I don't think that it matters at all that people make slop content, and I'm going to be going over a few main points that support why I feel this way, and how the hate for these channels is overblown at best, and really pretentious at worst. So with this introduction out of the way, subscribe to the channel if you like videos like this one, and let's get into what will be called glazing slop channels for minutes on end in the comment section. A common critique that I've seen when it comes to these so-called slop channels is that they're making really bad content that doesn't serve a purpose. This applies to some videos and others not so much. I personally don't like watching random gameplay or facecam commentators talk about the same drama for videos on end. It's not interesting to me, and I'd rather watch literally anything else than something like an Cheeto or Pegasus vid. Here's the thing though, it's one thing to simply criticize the content and point out the reasons it's bad, that's completely fine. But people are acting like this is an epidemic or something. I've seen so many people imply that the YouTube landscape is becoming worse due to this stuff, and I just disagree. For one, this isn't exactly some new phenomenon happening. Slop content has been on the website for years. There's just more of it now, as the drama audience gets bigger and bigger every year, and that's really the only thing changing. The landscape isn't just suddenly becoming worse. It's been the way it is right now for years, and will continue to go in this direction. Back in 2020 to 21, similar conversations were had to what is happening right now, mainly due to gameplay commentators. These guys would milk pretty much any topic that had to do with Minecraft communities, including Dream SMP stuff, Vegan Teacher, etc. Those channels were all over the place then, and they would get millions of views at the time. Although a lot of these channels are dead in modern times, and this was almost 4 years ago at this point. This has been set for a while now, so that's one reason why I don't get why this is causing such a big fuss now of all times. And another thing I always hear when it comes to slop videos is this: people are making shitty content that they don't care about just to get ad revenue, while content that has effort put into it doesn't get the same attention. And I don't necessarily disagree with this point, but again, who really cares? Like it or not, YouTube is a business for the majority of the larger creators on the website. People are trying to optimize their content, whether it's the video length, thumbnails, general style, etc. And the slop channels have found a very easy way to do this, by lowering the effort level and pumping out videos on situations that people want to hear about. They're playing the YouTube game just like anyone else on this website, and for the most part, succeeding at it. So I don't really have an issue with what they're doing conceptually. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but a lot of the issues with these channels from other YouTubers seem to come from jealousy. They're mad that someone who doesn't put a lot of effort into their videos gets popular, while they make these meticulously crafted videos and then get less than half the views as a result. And to that, all I can say is they play the YouTube game better than you. Make video essays all you want. Hell, that's what I'm doing currently. But YouTube doesn't run on the standard of quality content necessarily equaling success. There are thousands of channels with a few thousand subscribers at most that make decent videos, and they either quit or stay in obscurity. People want to do styles that work, and I can't blame them for it at all. You're not entitled to viewers, and neither is anyone else on this website. So this weird jealousy feeling about slop content of all things isn't going to get you anywhere. Now, would I change my own content to fit this? No. I prefer what I'm doing now significantly more to just doing slop videos, even if my channel suffers more as a result of being less frequent than others. I like talking about situations that interest me, scripting my thoughts, editing together something that looks relatively decent, etc. It has nothing to do with integrity for me though. In fact, I think more people coming in and making content in that style could be a good thing overall, and let me explain why. Slop content makes it easier for newer YouTubers to make this their career, considering how easy it is to make these videos. The only downside is that the market for these is oversaturated, so it's very easy for your video to get lost in a sea of others, but even with that, it's still an easy formula. I think more people being able to make a living based off making YouTube videos is ultimately a good thing. It's a dream job for people like me and many others, and I'm always gonna cheer on the people who are able to just chase the bag and get success by figuring out how the system works. I may not like the content personally, but I respect the hustle. But look, I know a lot of you don't really care about algorithm stuff, so this won't appeal to you all that much. What you actually want is to just watch some good content on the platform instead of the sludge that these channels push out daily. And I get that feeling, don't get me wrong. If you want to watch good content though, I don't know if daily upload channels that are based around drama are a good fit anyways. To the people that are still arguing about YouTube content getting worse, newsflash for you. Good content still exists and always will. You just need to look in the right places. Don't look for it in the Mr. Beast of the world, the Sunny V2s, or whichever generic YouTuber is popular right now. Find stuff based on things that you're interested in, and you can find some amazing videos. For example, I was obsessed with the channel Technology Connections for the longest time. His videos are mainly about, well, technology. Whether it's portable ACs, VHS and Betamax, or the popcorn button on a microwave? I wouldn't have any interest in this stuff normally, but the videos are very well made in terms of scripting and presentation, and are pretty entertaining. It pulled me in, and I still watch every video that comes out from that channel. Here's another example. Do you like video essays? Do you like old crappy video games? There's probably hundreds of videos about old games that are fueled by a lot of nostalgia and passion. You can find anything you want and ignore the drama slop stuff. So it annoys me when people act like YouTube is going to shit just because some channels decide to milk drama for views. It reminds me of those people that were talking about gaming going downhill due to just focusing on lackluster AAA games instead of anything else that was coming out. You have options. Go seek out some other videos if this stuff really upsets you this much. God, these people are so annoying to me. But anyways, I know that I've dismissed a lot of the critiques of slop content in this video, but I feel like it would be disingenuous of me to not at least mention the actual biggest problem with some of these guys: misinformation. Most slop channels make videos every single day covering trending situations to get views. And this isn't necessarily bad, but what can happen is that the proper research needed to cover more serious stories either isn't done at all, or someone jumps the gun on something and gets their opinion out before the truth comes out. A good example of this is from the YouTuber Cheeto, who made a video about SS Sniper Wolf allegedly copyright striking someone, with him being so confident that she actually did it in the video itself. But Sniper Wolf later came out with proof that she never did this, and it made a Cheeto look way worse. Now, this is bad in itself, but we've all made mistakes before. I'm sure that there's certain details about stories that I've messed up before, so I'm not gonna hold it against you if you're able to admit that you're wrong and correct the record. But Cheeto was confronted about this on a live stream where he admitted he was wrong, and he was asked to private his video since it was spreading misinformation, and his response was that he wasn't going to do it because he didn't want to mess with the performance of his channel. Yeah, I'm not kidding.
How much more misinformation is actually stopped by me deleting it from me doing everything I just did? Maybe like what, 2%, 3%? Is that 3% worth like potentially fucking up my rev?
I don't even need to explain why this is a bad mindset to have. It's legitimately just caring more about your pockets and actually getting stories right. And there's a lot more to the Cheeto thing, so I'd recommend watching the lyrics video about drama slop. I'll have a link in the description for it. But Cheeto is an example of what you don't want to do when making this content. It seems like he's finally taken down the Sniper Wolf video, thankfully, with the only version I could find being a re-upload. So good on him for finally doing it, but his initial reason for waiting to do it at all makes me not want to trust him all that much personally. In my opinion, slop channels should either just slow down to do even the smallest bit of research or just not cover serious stuff. These videos don't seem to take long to make anyways, so it's not like looking into stories would cause a video to be delayed all that much, but yeah, that's my main issue with slop channels, and if a misinformation problem wasn't present with some of them, I wouldn't have any real critiques for them other than just saying content bad like every other YouTuber the past month or two. Moving on. I imagine that a lot of people will disagree with me on what I've said in this video, but I hope that if you've made it this far, you can at the very least understand why I don't think slop matters all that much, even if you think I'm wrong. As I've said before, criticism is completely fine, but the attitude towards these channels from people who act like YouTube is being ruined is pretty funny to me. And that was pretty much the entire point I was getting at in the video. I might make a follow-up to this in the future in case my opinion changes, but I doubt it will, considering that I've been pretty consistent on my opinion of this for the past 3 to 4 years. That's honestly the most surprising part about this for me, that a video that I made when I was 16 actually held up well. This is probably one of my only older videos that I actually like. And that's it for this video. All of my accounts will be in the description if you want to follow those, and with that, I'll be ending things here. Oh yeah, one last thing. Hashtag FLM.